Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice. Ever dreamed of creating the next virus series or telling powerful stories on the big screen? This summer, your passion for TV can become a reality. Our TV Practical Summer Class is calling all future scriptwriters, producers, directors, video editors, reporters, news editors, and on-air personalities. Get hands-on training from industry professionals. Learn to shoot with professional cameras, master editing software, and produce your own content from start to finish. This isn't just a class. It's your launch pad. Don't just watch TV. Make it. Enroll now. Spaces are limited. Visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng or call the number 0706 777 9435 0706 777 9435. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
You're welcome to another month of in the month of September, the year 2025, and you're still very much connected to Dominion Television, Dominion Sport, where we talk all things sports. This morning, I have Samson Balogun in the studio this wonderful morning, the man with unbiased analysis, undiluted report, and also I have Fola. She's back, from Old Trafford, yes, where she went to oversee the things happening with Ruben Amorim and the boys over there. Yeah. Also, Toluwanimi is here in the studio this morning, and we are ready to talk sports this wonderful morning. Once again, you're welcome to Dominion Sport on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. And you know how we do it, we start from the local front this morning. But before that, let me ask Samson and Fola, how was your week? How was the weekend for you and your high and the low for the weekend?
Well, basically, I think it will be that Shooting Stars were able to pick at least a point away from home, judging by the fact that, the team is just getting, together, and there are a lot of young players in that team, and for sure, there will be teething periods. So most definitely, we just hope that is over, and then they can start to win games, at least from the third game of the season against Ikorodu City. And of course, the low point, I would say, Manchester City slumping to a 2-1 defeat against Brighton and Hove Albion. They got the first goal, but unfortunately through Erling Haaland, assisted by Umar Mamouche. But of course, they eventually slumped to a 2-1 defeat. And that, for me, I think Pep Guardiola made too much changes to the team and is paying the price. Though, in the long run, it might eventually pay, I mean, the team, you know, bringing fresh faces into the team. But most definitely, it's the tough time is here, and I think we'll be able to bear it. Don't forget even Ederson, who was you know, one of the best goalkeepers in the EPL just last season, he has now been confined to the bench, and he's been, you know, on the in the radar that he might be shipped out of the team. I mean, the question is why. Kevin De Bruyne, yes, we know he had his fair share of injuries last season. He's about to he's currently a Napoli player, was shipped out of the team. Well, you say maybe it was a justified decision, but did he replace these players effectively? I think he bought players, but I'm not too sure if he was able to replace them. Tijani Rangers, you know, joined the team.
So hold on. So it's one thing to buy, it's one thing to have a better replacement
for players. It's you know, replacing a player is not just about, oh, let's just get this player. One of the things you look for is the fact that, oh, if we bring this player into the team, we don't just want a replacement. We want a player that will give us at least more, at least a little bit more than what you know we used to have. But when I look at Manchester City's recruitment so far this season, I think okay, for example, Ederson is being benched for James Trafford. I mean, the margin is too wide. Ederson, anytime, any day, will be better than James Trafford, especially with the experience. Tijani Rangers are in for Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, well, it might just get to that stage, but I mean, the margin is totally different. Yes, Rodri is back from injury, but you don't. Rodri is not Messi. Rodri is not Messi.
He also said
you don't expect him to walk into the team and then they start winning. At least he will not score 3-4 goals in a game. So these are errors, you know, Pep Guardiola has made. I think he made the same thing, you know, while leaving Barcelona, when, you know, players like Ronaldinho were allowed to leave. But unfortunately, when things like this, you know, come to play, he left. He left Barcelona at the time. So I think this exactly, you know, history repeating itself. We might just walk away too.
All right. For you, Fola, your high and the low for the weekend in the world of sports?
Well, my high for the low, definitely. Like you said, I went to oversee my my boys, and well, they did not disappoint. They disappointed, but they didn't disappoint.
No wonder Bruno Fernandes was celebrating. You know,
they did not disappoint, and you know,
interesting times are
I beg. You know, when I watched the match, and I was impressed with some of their play, because you know, when I look at the midfield and I'm like, okay, yeah, this midfield, they are all right, because most of the game was, for me, was the midfield, and it was interesting for me. But you know, when creating chances and you know, making opportunities come, it wasn't, well, they were a team. When at the end of the day, when you look at how they played, they were a team. And you know, Isak, the story of Isak, you know, breaking the record, making sure that he breaks the record. I want to leave, and I'm going to leave. And Newcastle had to, you know, settle. Well, not settle, you know. Enjoy the 125 million.
You know, I'm sure by January, you know, we might be seeing massive transfer coming for Newcastle at the end of the day, because I know, you know, on the show today we'll be talking about
they've broken the bank.
Actually, massive bank, and we are going to discuss that. We're going to discuss, you know, the transfer deadline today. Look at the major players, you know, going in and coming out of, you know, different clubs this morning. I remember the deadline transfer is going to end by 7 p.m. And also we're going to have the Formula One, you know, on the main board for the McLaren boys. Also Max Verstappen, also, you know, have boy in the news this morning that we're going to look at right there in Formula One. Also, the CHAN is done and dusted. Morocco are the champions of CHAN. We'll be taking a look at that one this wonderful morning. All this and more on the show. But you know how we do it on the show. We start from the local front. Let's head straight down to MPFL and let's look at the fixtures over the weekend. Here you have it on the screen. we have Benden Insurance on their home front against Shooting Stars, Kano Pillars against Wiki Tories, Plateau United, yes, getting defeated against Castina United on their home front. We have Warri Wolves against Rangers International, picking up all 3 points right there. Warri Wolves with their and they nicked that one through 1-0 against Kwara United. Bayelsa United, big ones for them, 2 wins and 2 against the Barua Nini promoted side, 2-0. Also a Yimba, yes, getting a victory against Niger Tornadoes. We saw Big Kubana in the stadium. We hope that maybe that could shape, you know, and I know we'll get there, but they picked up a victory that won all 3 points. Also, Nasarawa United against Abia Warriors, needed victory for them, all 3 points. Also, Ikorodu City playing a goalless draw, another draw for Ikorodu City. That one ended goalless. Also today, we're going to have Kun Khalifat welcome the defending champions, Remo Stars, right there at the Cathedral. But before that, you know, we're going to look at Shooting Stars. That's going to be our major focus at this wonderful morning. And Shooting Stars against Benden Insurance, the game ended 1-1. While we look at that situation, I'm sure we'll be getting ready to listen to the post-match, interview from Coach Nuruddin Aweruru. But before that, before we listen to Coach Nuruddin Aweruru, Samson, going away from home, you looked at it on Friday saying, it's always difficult to pick up 3 points, away from home, when you are playing in the NPFA. In fact, in major leagues also, it's quite difficult to pick up all 3 points. But these, happened, and we picked up, 1 point. Shooting Stars having to do that one.
You see, we mentioned the fact that, going to the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, and picking a point, at least getting a result will be a very difficult test for Shooting Stars, especially at a time when, they have too many new players in the team, and most of them are really young players. I mean, I was talking to someone this one, and I said, when they say, oh, Shooting Stars now parade young players, I mean, there's a huge percentage of the players in that team that you'll be convinced that these guys are really young players. So it's really like players like Promise, Awosomi, Ismail, Ayobami, I mean, Omobere, they call him Omobere, and the host of other players like that. They are relatively young players in that team. Tijani Kabir also was a menace in the midfield and gave Benden Insurance a constant problem in the midfield. But the truth of the matter is, if you look at that team now, I think they are beginning to get a rhythm. One of the things that will be difficult for a new coach is the fact that when it comes on board, how do you determine your first 11? Is the most difficult test you will give a coach, because he's coming in, especially in this situation, it becomes more difficult because majority of the players are new. So who walks into the first 11 and become a mainstay, and then who sits on the bench and comes in to make a difference? So these are things you will determine, and I think the time frame with which Nuruddin Aweruru has to work and get that sorted out is so short. The reason I'm saying that is that one, the fans are not going to be patient that long. 2, you have so many things that will put you, on your toes. And that is decision making as a coach. And I think he's getting that right now. Away from home, he was able to settle for some players who he feels like, players like Bolagade Adilowo, Mustafa Falawal, for example, was, massive in goal for Shooting Stars. If not for him, probably they will be coming with 0 points. But at least we saw decisive moments in that game that we felt, this is the way you want Shooting Stars to be, and then going forward, I think he already knows what to do.
Because I remember on Friday you mentioned that starting some key players would help them in this game, and you saw the Spider, Mustafa Lawal. You mentioned some players in the midfield need to come into play. You don't leave out players that know the club pattern, the team. They understand what it means to play for Shooting Stars. You bring them to the team and let them walk out the game out for you. Yes, there you have it. We're going to listen to Coach Nuruddin Aweruru speaking on the game against Benden Insurance, and also the game to come against Ikorodu City, the former club he managed. Here is Coach Nuruddin Aweruru speaking.
It's better than that. So we try to let's see how it goes. But we have to pick up points from this place. And on the second question, Bayelsa United mistakes was what we came here to do today. So I don't want to talk about Bayelsa United.
All right, there you have it from Coach Nuruddin Aweroro speaking to us. Also, we have the highlights of the game, the goal that gave Shooting Stars the first goal in that game against Benden Insurance, and also we have a save. Let's watch the goal and also the save from Shooting Stars.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's a massive month, tough match with tough challenges. But I want to say kudos to the two teams. They started with high intensity and they ended with high intensity. The players did well, both home and away team. Yeah. Shooting Stars to transform to this length. We lost our two. We believe we are going back to pick our point. So it's a very big one for us. And I'm very happy today. And I want to believe the other team, which is Benden Insurance, is not a bad team. I like their physicality. They gave us a good challenge. And we also manage the intensity and we feel the pressure. Yeah, we give out our best to get our point. Thank you.
Ask 1 point for you in Benin. Your next match is your former team, Ikorodu City. What would you say these kind of fixtures are for you, going by your first defeat at the home game and this draw now and Ikorodu City next? So what is the preparation like for you, and what do you intend to bring out of the game?
Yes, it will point very important. It gives us confidence to go back home and get our maximum to the point. Either way around, we said it on my former team. Ikorodu City was my former health team. Now I'm breathing with Shooting Stars, so I have to enjoy the air that I'm breathing in Shooting Stars. So I don't want to believe I have worked in Ikorodu before. That one has come and has gone in my life. My presence job now is Shooting Stars. Whatever comes out from Shooting Stars is my priority.
Okay, Coach. I'll be following your pattern of play. Right from Ikorodu City, you like to attack up front. And what I saw today gave you that first goal in the first half. And the second half, what really happened, even when you brought in those boys, it's like your tactics failed you today. Will you tell us what you're trying to do so that you can secure a away win?
Thank you, unfortunately, I don't like telling out my secret behind my back. Of course, I like swift transition in attack. But definitely, I play accordingly to the game situation. What happened today was our game plan. I will give time to God, we could be able to manage it. Thank you, sir.
The last one,
coach on Nelson Carter for News Express. Given the fact that you took the lead in this match and you were fed back, do you feel a little bit sense of regret that you didn't go ahead to get the 3 points? Is it 2 points lost for you or 1 point gained?
Okay, Coach. Okay, so take that one last.
Hello, Coach. My name is Amamuba. So, in your last match, the team suffered a 1-0 defeat by Bayelsa United, and now we were able to secure all 3 points against Benden Insurance. How would you describe the performance of your team against, as opposed to how they played against Benden Insurance and Bayelsa?
1 point gained.
Okay, Coach. Okay, so take that one last.
Hello, Coach. My name is Amamuba. So, in your last match, the team suffered a 1-0 defeat by Bayelsa United, and now we were able to secure all 3 points against Benden Insurance. How would you describe the performance of your team against, as opposed to how they played against Benden Insurance and Bayelsa United? Do you think there were any improvements, or do you think there's just something to work on?
In this particular one.
That's a brilliant pass. And almost the opener. Yes, it is.
Stars, you'll be right here in Benin. Unfazed, unboarded. Yes, they mean business. And request towards revival. See, but Insurance can still win it late. Chance falls nicely, and another massive stop from Mustafa Lawal, showing you why he's the Chan Eagles stopper. Super Eagles, Umbase Eagles rather stopper. Tremendous stop. Dangerously averted. Header from Insurance. It's a late chance to salvage something. Salvage 3 points.
Right, there you have it. Listening to Coach Nuruddin Aweroro on the post-match game against Bendel Insurance right there in Benin, and also you saw the goal, from Shooting Stars Ismail giving us that goal right there in the 5th minute of that game, and also no wonder Samson wanted the Spider to be back in action against Bendel Insurance away from home. I think it's good to have your best legs, play your game of football, because you understand what it means to play for the badge of a club side. And there you have it. A quick one, for you, Fola. You listen to Coach Nuruddin Aweroro speaking, about the game against Bendel Insurance, and also there was a question being asked about the next game against Ikorodu City. And he said, I'm breathing the air of Shooting Stars at this point in time, and I'm going to approach the game like a Shooting Star manager. Going forward, how do you think Nuruddin Aweroro has been able to effect change in the team for Shooting Stars, and also at the game ahead against Ikorodu City quickly?
He said something. He said something about they are a young set of legs. And he's just getting to know his boys. So, for looking at the future, I hope he'll do something. He'll get a result from them, because experience is what they need to have. Experience. They need to use experience also. Apart from using new set of legs, they need to use experienced legs so that they can start getting the result. He needs to know his boys.
Something for you, Ikorodu City, a big game, and we were talking while we were watching the post-match, conference. I mean, and you said, there's a missing piece. For Ikorodu City, and I'm sure that missing piece is you are talking about is Coach Nuruddin Aweroro. Now the missing piece is with Shooting Stars. We need to see him, get the needed pointer, at this point in time for Shooting Stars. How do you think he can turn things around? I know it's still early days, in the season, but this is where you need to start gathering pointer going forward.
You see, for everyone, Shooting Stars is a brand new project, though they have been a team around for a long time, but it's a new project. So Nuruddin Aweroro might just get a little bit of confidence in some people that he needs time to get things done. So that is what he's enjoying as we speak. There will be a time where people will call his competence to question if it comes to that. But for Ali Kandil, who replaced him, actually they worked together. Ali Kandil was on the team with Nuruddin Aweroro before Nuruddin left, so he got the job on a full-time basis since Aweroro left. So he knows the workings of Nuruddin Aweroro. But one thing I am surprised with is the fact that he's making it so obvious that the coach, is no longer there. Just like you said earlier while we were having the conversation, I was mentioning that, okay, there's a missing piece, and it might just be Nuruddin Aweroro because they retained all their players. Actually, they retained all their players. So if Ali Kandil is making it so obvious that, someone left, then there's a problem. Because as a coach, you also used an instance, that was the case of Liverpool, and Slot came on board, realized the fact that, I cannot make all the changes now. Let me just, start, a step after the other before I put my own imprint on the team. And that's what he was able to do. One of the things is he maintained, the set of players he met. Eventually, he had to let Luis Diaz go, got Ekitike. He knew what he wanted for himself, and he's trying to remold that team in his own image, which is fine. But I don't think Ali Kandil did that. And of course, what he's also doing is the fact that he's trying to make some changes to what was the status quo. And it's becoming more of a problem for the players, and they have been really sharp. We saw them in the Value Jet Cup pre-season. They were scoring goals at will, even against Remo Stars, who were the hosts. But the season has started and the goals dried up. So something is wrong somewhere. And I do hope that you will be able to fix it, because you know, MPFL is not a place where you joke and they say, oh, you have a project. Continue losing games and
give us time. Let's keep building.
You will realize the fact that you are out of job in the next 2-3 weeks.
Actually,
I feel like it's a thing that can be turned around. You know, if you have not gone too far, it's easy to go back to where you are coming from. But if you have gone too far, then it's a problem. Definitely, your destination is the best solution. So let's just hope that he's not gone too far in making some changes, so that he can do it gradually. But if you have gone too far, he needs results. So he has to move through very quickly.
And you know, they say results will definitely cancel insults. And I'm sure you know, we are open for better victories and also more wins for Coach Nuruddin Aweroro, you know, for Shooting Stars. Also, if you look at the pictures being displayed on the screen, you see the traveling fans also you know, going to the stadium to cheer you know, the players on.
You saw the chairman's also. He said they mobilized for the goal more than they even expected. Even people in Benin were supporting Shooting Stars.
Yes, the picture of you know, Honorable Lekon Salami. Yes, also with I'm sure the chairman of Bendel Insurance also. Beautiful pictures, you know, and it's all support, you know, week in, week out, be it home or be it away. You have that. Also, Austin Eguavoen also in that stand watching the game against Bendel Insurance. Moving away from that, let's head straight down to Chan. Where you know, I'm winning against Samson Balogun, because on Friday he gave his prediction saying Madagascar are going to go ahead to defeat Morocco, placing them as the underdog, as the white card. About that did not happen, but trust me, a mouth-watering game. I've not seen a final that produced so much goals, you know, like this right there in Chan, and it showed beautiful football. It showed that you know, this team called Morocco and Madagascar, you know, they wanted to play good football, and it shows how developed their league is, you know, how they have quality players, you know, coming to play. This picture being displayed on the screen is the picture that the third place game, Senegal coming up, picking up the third place right there. But let's have the picture of Morocco and Madagascar, where we have Morocco as the champion of Chan. Yes, the Chan. Here you have it, the champion. They're 3 times champion. Morocco having to nick that one through. For you, Samson, you know, I'm sure your eyes were focused on Madagascar right there. And I don't know about Fola. I would have asked, you know, while at Old Trafford, what our predictions were, but we're going to come to that. Morocco having to nick this one through against Madagascar.
Yeah, I think you know, you can't take away the place of experience, and of course the place of understanding the game when it comes to finals like this. Madagascar did not disappoint, because you know, it was a spectacle. You know, they got the first goal. Morocco equalized. Morocco actually, you know, scored another. Madagascar equalized, and eventually Morocco, you know, got the winning goal in the 80th minute of the game. I think you know, they got tired. I mean, the Madagascans, they got tired at the point. They could not keep up with the momentum of the Moroccans. And that tells you, you know, you don't play a final like you are playing the group game, because that will be all. There's, you know, there's no remedy. If you lose, you lose. You are not coming back to make amends to your mistakes. So I think that's where they got it wrong. And I feel like, you know, the coach and the psychologist in the team did not do enough. Because if you could get to a final, you got the first goal, you know, you considered 2 after that, and you were able to get another goal. That tells you something that you were, you know, capable of winning the game. But unfortunately, you know, they probably were not psyched up enough, or the players were tired. But then in the long run, I'm not disappointed in the Madagascars. I was rooting for them to win, and they did what they would have done. In fact, for me, they are also champions, because they won our hearts. Nobody actually gave them the chance to actually get to that stage. But then they got to the final. Unfortunately, they lost. It's a good one. Congratulations to Morocco. But again, congratulations to Madagascar. Even though they lost, but at least they won our hearts.
All right. If you look at the picture that in 2018 they won against the Chan Eagles of Nigeria, and also in 2020 they won against Senegal right there also, and now they're winning against Madagascar. Also, we have the players, the man of the competition, Mohamed Rimat, also having to win the man of the competition, the top scorer Usma, yes, also winning that one. Also, the best goalkeeper was from Senegal, Marc Diouf, also winning that one for Senegal. And also, the fair play team of the tournament also was from Senegal. So those are let me say the players of the tournament, the goal scorers of the tournament, and those that went home with awards after that game. For you, Fola, Morocco, good one for them, and I'm sure it's a way forward, because if you look at Morocco team from the A team to the B team, fantastic team.
Yeah, they are a very wonderful. You know, they're fun to watch. When you watch Morocco, you are impressed because you know every time you watch Morocco, you know that okay, they're making an effort to this team. They're making a change to this team, and they are a team. You know, when I was watching Morocco and Madagascar, and I wasn't surprised that Morocco won. But like he said, we have to give it to Madagascar. They actually, you know, they came in with the guns blazing and everything. They gave their all. But we have to say, Morocco, we have to give it to them. Morocco, every time we watch them, they give us something to actually, because when you watch from the quarterfinals, from the semifinals, everything, we were impressed that the B team. These are the B team, not the A team.
Not the A team, yeah.
And you know, the B team, we always looked down on the B team, and when we watched them, they didn't play like the B team. They played like a Moroccan team. You understand? They played like, okay, we are footballers, and they impressed us. They gave us something to watch, and we were impressed.
Amazing. And no wonder they're three-time champions of the Chan right there. Moving away from that, let's talk more football, and this is coming from Bayelsa Queens. Bayelsa Queens will face USFA of Burkina Faso in the semi-final of the WAFB Women's Champions League. The Nigeria Women Football League NWFL champions finished top of the Group B after a 4-1 demolition of Samneli, Benin Republic on Saturday. Janet Shakirat Mashoud Alaba Olabi got the goals for White Said, and also USAFA finished second in Group A behind Ulster Momosas. And also encounter between Bayelsa Queens with Old right there on Tuesday, and the winner of the competition will represent the zone of the 2025 CAF Women's Champions League. There you have it, Samson. Bayelsa Queens, still doing something fantastic right there in WAFB.
You know, I for once thought Bayelsa Queens would be a cheat in the
really?
And of course in the competition, and they have not disappointed. If you see, how they score goals at will, and their creativity, even in their midfield. I think they play more like a professional, like a professional football team that will compete anywhere, in the world. Just that, sometimes you need an experience, and I think they are more experienced than anything you will find in that competition. So it's no surprise that they have found themselves in this position they are now. And I do hope that they can keep this up and eventually win the competition. Because sometimes when you are doing too much, you get relaxed, and then you feel like, just like, I think we said this about in the, the basketball competition. I was trying to Afrobasket,
okay.
Where we said the Nigerian team, I just feel like they have arrived, and then even the smallest team that was struggling will come and defeat them, and eventually it happens. It happens in the game of sports, where you think, oh, we are here, and unfortunately a team will just come out of the
from nowhere
and then send you packing from the competition. So if they need to keep a level of consistency, and then eventually it will pay, and then they can win the competition.
Amazing. All right, yes, so let's move away from football and let's talk athletics at this point in time. Team Nigeria to Tokyo 2025. This September the 15th, our finest athlete will represent the green and white at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, competing across 11 events. Here are the full list. There you have it on the screen. At the main event, 100 meter, we have Koinsola Ajayi, Israel Okon. 200 meter, we have Ozodi. Also, 400 meter, we have Samuel Ogazi, Chidi Okezi. Also, the 400 meter Odud, we have Nathaniel Ezekiel. The long jump, we have Charles Godfred. And also, shot put, we have Chukwe Buka, also representing us right there for the shot put. Also, the women's event, 100 meters, we have Rosemary, yes, Chukuma. We have 100 meters, Odu Oluwatobi Musa. We have long jump, Eze Brume, yes, Pristina, also representing us in the long jump. Also, for discus, we have Chioma Oyekere and also Obiageri Amarachi. Also, Ama, we have Oyeshade Olatoye, and we are wishing them a great start at this year competition happening in Tokyo. For you, these are the athletes representing us for 2025 World Athletic Championship in Tokyo. And, you know, I can pick 5 wonderful names I'm seeing right now that I hope would bring a gold back to Nigeria. Right there, you look at the man from the shot put, you look at Tobi Amuson, you look at Eze Brume, you know, for long jump, you look at Kayode, Koinsola Ajayi, fantastic runner, you know, having his personal best this season right there in Abeokuta. He's been selected also for the 100 meters. So what do you think about this championship happening in Tokyo? Can the athletes bring gold, you know, for us coming back?
I hope they prove me wrong with what I'm about to say. When we talk about our athletes and this list again, for me, every year, these are the people. Well, Nigeria is not produced. We are not giving opportunities for other athletes to come. But these are the same names we see every time, you know, and every time we don't come back with something. They are wonderful athletes and all, but, you know, we see Tobi Amuson every time. Tobi Amuson, whenever they're mentioning her name and everything, I'm like, okay, yes, Tobi Amuson, yes, she can. She can, but I hope she proves me wrong. I'm not impressed with our list.
But actually, the thing is, if you see...
the same old names.
No, I understand that, but if we can't produce you know, enough talent, which I know we have enough talent in Nigeria.
Yes, we do.
But if you can't produce them, I think having your best legs, I think we've always said it on the show that having your best leg, you know, represent the country, it's a big deal. So, and I can understand your own type of something, you know, Fola saying, you know, this list, these same names, you know, popping up every time. We want the new names. But if the new names are not producing, you know, enough and, you know, they're not worthy of representing Nigeria, would you rather not take your best legs ahead of such a competition right here in Tokyo?
No, I'm not saying we should not take our best legs ahead. Sorry, I'm not saying we should not take our best legs. I'm just saying that I'm not hoping for so much from this same list.
The same list, okay. I'm going to come back to that, and I'm going to be, we are going to be on this, you know, competition in Tokyo because we'll be looking forward to it. But something for you, you know, what are you looking forward to in Tokyo?
Yeah, usually majority of you know, the athletes on this list, they are the usual suspects. Yeah. And you do not blame, you know, people who select because they are at trials, and if you do well at the trials, you'll be at the competition. So there's no two ways about it. Nobody doctors the list at a trial that is open for everyone to see exactly who is performing and who is not performing. So to say this, it's I think. It's not like we don't produce more athletes. If you go to Adama Singba Liberty Stadium as we speak, you find athletes there. They are training day in, day out to make sure they make the cuts when the time comes or they are called upon. So I do not believe, you know, what she said about, you know, making changes to a list. As long as these are still the best we have, these are the best, these are the people who will continue to parade. And Tobi Amuson, for example, has always represented Nigeria well. Most times, you know, she even beats her own season's best and her personal best just by representing Nigeria. So I want to believe, you know, she's arguably the best in Nigeria until someone else comes and dislodges Tobi Amuson. I still want to believe she's still the best. Eze Brume has been around for a long time, yes, but has there been anyone that beats her to that position? I don't think so. until someone comes and says Bruma is no longer the best, I want to believe Bruma is the best. For example, too, Chukwuebuka Enekweshe has been the Nigerian shot putter for God knows how long.
For a long time.
You know, as long as someone else has not disputed that fact.
No.
So
you
do
don't
your
get what
workings
I'm
on
trying
the
to say.
you do your workings on the field.
No, you don't get what I'm
You
trying
get
to
the
say.
field
I'm
and you
saying
do your workings. You
I'm
show
saying
workings.
that these are the
Then
same people
automatically you are dislodging that.
Are you telling me that if, like you said, are you telling me if we go to Adamasingba now and we say some of them should actually, some of these athletes we see at Adamasingba should actually run or should throw the shot put? Are you telling me?
If they say, oh, in Abeokuta we are opening a camp, and then you come and
now hold on.
Once you get there, if you are able to dislodge,
there was a camp and trial ahead of this Tokyo Championship. Actually, there was a trial.
It's not like football players that they will come from their football clubs. No, these ones come for trial.
So if you can't make that list, I think you should.
They don't provide enough for these players, for these athletes, for them before when it's time for trials. They don't provide enough. What's it called? Is it the medical things they need, or the energy drinks they will need to energize themselves and be able to do it? They don't provide enough for them.
Most times, let me come from this angle today. I've always been an advocate of, saying the federal government has not done enough. They have not done this. They have not done that. Now, what have you done for yourself? That's the first question you ask. You have to put yourself in a position where you will be spotted, and then help will come. Until you do that, nobody's going to spot you. Take, for example, a football player, you know how to play. Yes, you play in your backyard, but you are not in the stadium. Nobody's going to spot you. Nobody spots talent at the backyard. So you have to put yourself there. And that is a personal investment. You invest in yourself because someone decides to invest in you. Now, going back to the list of athletes we have here, we do not have the time, but I will tell you that since 2013, Tobi Amusan has been representing, and he has always won something.
I agree with that.
2013 Wari at the African Youth Championship, she won silver, 200 meters. In African Youth Games, 2014 in Gabron, 100-meter hurdles, she won silver. In African Junior Championship, 2015 at Addis Ababa, 100-meter hurdles, she won gold. And again, in 2024 in Douala African Championship, she won gold. 2022 in Mauritius, she won gold. 2022 again in Mauritius, 100-meter hurdles, she won gold. 2018 in Asaba, she won gold. And African Championship too, in 2018, again in Asaba, 100 meters hurdles, she won gold. I can go on and on to reel out what she has won for Nigeria, not just for herself.
Because if she goes out of Nigeria and she goes out of Africa and she goes, what does she bring back?
Now I'll go there.
Please tell me.
In the Diamond League.
Tell me,
in the Diamond League, she came first in 2021. In the Diamond League 100 meters hurdles, she came first. 2022 100 meters hurdles in the Diamond League, she was there. 2023 again 100 meters hurdles.
She was there.
Now let me now give you in 2022 in Eugene. 100 meters hurdles, she won gold, representing Nigeria. So, are you saying she has not brought anything to the table?
Nobody is disputing the fact that she has not brought anything to the table, or she has not won anything.
Check this list. None of them is new. Yes. But have they been out there to show that they are capable of doing it? I would say yes. Okay. Has there been anyone that is better than these people and they have not been selected? For me, as I speak here, I would say no. Because if you are good enough, you go to the trials, dislodge them, and you'll be selected. So, not by name, it's about performance.
Okay, so hold on now. So let's just make it clear and, for proper understanding. I can understand that, this is where we are at this point in time, but I think I need us to know that there are trials before this competition, right? And, even for football, for some, I know it might not be for the mainstream teams, in, maybe countryside or club side, but, you look at the Golden England, you see them shipping 200 players for tryouts. They try to pick the best legs. They can pick 200 from there. Then they shortlist again to 50. Look at the best legs. This happened. The trial happened in Abeokuta, and these athletes selected were also in Abeokuta for this tryout. So if somebody has displaced them of that, if there was somebody that popped up, maybe there was a Shade, Anima Sharon that displaced Tobi Amusan during the trial, I'm sure we'll be sitting here to say, okay, there's a certain Shade now that did something greater, at the trial, and she has been selected. We are looking forward to that. So we can understand that. But for now, these are the best legs we have, and these are the people that we are open for to see how far they can go right there in Tokyo. Trust me, I can sit down here to understand, for that side of things, also something side. But, we must come to a conclusion to say, there are certain measures that this athletes are selected, and you must do your own work right to displace anybody if you feel you should be selected in that team. Moving away from that, let's talk cars. Right now we are in Formula One at the Dutch Grand Prix that happened over the weekend, and there you have it. On Friday, something was not even too much of the order, saying the McLaren boys were going to do justice, and there you have it. Piastri, getting that one, and funny how, Lando Norris did not make the top 10, and we were talking about something. We were talking about Manchester United. We were talking about no, hold on, something. There was a reason why we said Manchester United, so it don't look like we're just here to create bands now. He himself came out to say, his club is going through a turbulent time, and we said maybe psychologically, you said that should not be affecting his game. He should be focusing on this one right there. But him not even making the top 10, I'm sure. We have Oscar Piastri, we have Max Verstappen, and also Isaac Adja, this man is first podium for Racing Bull, something fantastic for this young man. You have George Russell, we have Alex Albon, we have Ole, we have Lance Stroll, we have Fernando Alonso, Yusuke Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon right there. Those are the top 10 right there in the Dutch Grand Prix. Moving away from that, let's also look at the driver's standing. We also have driver's standing right there in Formula One. There you have it. Oscar Piastri leading with 309. Lando Norris also 275. Both from McLaren. Also Max Verstappen. And I'm not sure if he can retain his drivers. I'm not sure if Max Verstappen can do that. Also the team standing: the McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Racing Bull, and that topping point came from Isaac Adja. For you, quick one, Fola. Isaac doing something great for the Red Bull. Here you have it. First podium. Yeah. I'm sorry, Isaac. Yeah. Isaac Adja, sorry.
I was actually surprised when we heard about his first podium for him, and I was very happy for him. Like, okay, this one is a new.
It's a newbie.
Yeah.
It's a newbie.
Yeah. So more grease
to the car, to the wheels.
More oil to the engine.
All right, that's that in Formula One. Let's take. We would love to have the story from Chelsea's game, right? We'd love to have the story from Chelsea's game, but it's going to take so much of our time. But we're going to have this tomorrow, and I promise you we're going to discuss about this tomorrow because, the Premier League board of referees have come together to say, we apologize, but I'm sure Samson and Fola will be of a different opinion on that. But we are going to discuss that tomorrow. We're going to have so much time to discuss that tomorrow. Now, quick one, let's go to transfer deadline update. It's happening, like I said, it's going to happen by 7 p.m., and we have major stories making the rounds in the world of transfer. Nicholas Jackson to Bayern Munich the weekend. Liam Delap getting an injury. Maguire, come on, Chelsea, come on, what's happening? Something, talk to me quickly.
Well, injuries can make you take some rash decisions.
Actually,
that's
and I saw the comment from the agent saying a plane that goes back does not
planes do not reverse.
Who are you? You still have a contract with the club. Come on.
Planes do not
You have a contract with the club.
The agent is not even in the position
to you can't say that.
The team, the selling team has, 100% right to say we are selling and we are not.
Yes, we're not selling, yes.
And we are giving you a loan or we are not giving you. Yeah. So I think that's the position where they are. Unfortunately, he was reluctant to come back. I think that's ridiculous. Should not happen. I think a point will come that eventually, when the storm is over, he might be sanctioned for what he did. And of course, Maggie was recalled
back from Sunderland. Yes,
the guy was already having a very good time, enjoying himself, and all of a sudden his contract back. In fact, he already has a goal for them this season. I mean, that's I really do not support when players when they enjoy his score shots. I think there was a time Chalobah too was having a good time at Crystal Palace, and then was recalled because there was injury crisis at Chelsea. I think such things should not really happen. Once you have said this player is leaving or has left for a particular team, you should not be for that of what do you call
Jackson?
Jackson.
Yeah.
I think it's still understandable. He has not put pen to paper.
Yeah.
For McGee, it should not happen. I think there should be a rule that says once a player has left on loan,
you should not bring him back immediately.
You must spend 6 months before he returns.
Isak is on the news for that, and we are talking world transfer record. Is this man worth it, and do you think he can bring in the goals for Liverpool quickly?
If with the way he has played with Newcastle.
Newcastle, yes.
Yeah, I think he's worth it.
It's worth 130.
But there's some players
it's
that
worth
play well.
Or the transfer market is porous.
Well,
there is a crisis in the transfer market.
Yes, so yes, because we can follow for you now. You can look at the transfer market and you look at a player going for 90 million, and you're wondering why are you going for
why are you paying so much?
Why are we paying so much for this player?
Yeah.
But right now you see Isak, great fantastic season for Newcastle, and right now 130. And you look at Florian Wirtz right now.
If Isak is being bought for that amount of money,
for 130, yeah.
If let's say Fernando Torres comes at this time, will be worth about 250.
Oh, actually,
what would you say? Or if you have a player like Ruud van Nistelrooy at this time, you should be going for 200. So that's how bad the transfer market is as we speak.
Yeah, and Liverpool feel Slot is doing something. They want to help him do achieve what he wants. So they are willing to pay anything.
I think it's panic buying
at this point in time, because
they
wanted to meet all deadlines and give Newcastle what they want, so as to get their man. I think that's too much for
I just hope that there's some players, they play so well in the club they are coming from, and then you pay so much for them, and then you bring them.
It's not disappointment. It's not happening.
I just
for example, when Liverpool got Alberto Aquilani, he was doing well for
don't do that now. Don't do that
now. And then when he was brought on board,
we can go on to mention.
Maybe the weather.
Honestly speaking, we can go on to mention 10-6 players that fantastic players are in their club side, especially in small leagues. I mean in small clubs.
Steve
actually,
Sidwell was doing very well.
Wonderful
for Reading.
For Reading, yes.
I mean, yeah.
He moved to Chelsea. Massive.
It was the pressure.
Honestly speaking, and there are more transfer deadline updates. Sancho, look like a player to Aston Villa. The goalkeeper of Aston Villa also, Martinez also shipping straight down to Manchester United. That one is still very much ongoing. Also, Anthony has put pen to paper right there. There you have Ederson also from Manchester City to Fenerbahce. And the Rabiot also to AC Milan. Also, Samuel Chukwueze also looking like a man as set to play. Olukadare also. So it's back-to-back update. But tomorrow we'll be here to break down the transfer update right here on the show. Donnarumma also set to make his move to Manchester City. There you have it on the show. Thank you so much for staying connected to Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television. We'll be back again tomorrow to discuss the Chelsea situation and also transfer update. Samson, thank you so much for joining us. Follow. I'm sorry.
No, follow.
I leave it at follow. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. It was fun being here. It was fun being here.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.